Tonight or what?
Yeah, we are gonna party.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Okay, I think something is up with my camera. What is going on here? There it goes. Had a little bit of a lag, and when I turned it on. Welcome back. Mastercast had to postpone their live stream until 9 p.m. So I decided to jump back over here. So what you guys want to talk about next? Let's see what's on the chat here. Tony says, nothing you could have done. Tony T says, my computer's super laggy right now. Hello again. And it's live. It's like we never left, Tony T. Splash God says, here we are now, entertain us. Shout out to Nirvana. Oh, I got it when you said, when you put like. What do you guys want to talk about in the meantime? For those of you that weren't here yesterday, I did mention that I had just finished off Hellbound and Juan. And for next week, I'm going to finish From, because I had already started that. But then the week after that, I'm gonna come back and do some more K horror, and we're doing Kingdom and All of Us Are Dead. So I don't know if you guys have watched Kingdom and All of Us Are Dead. We are eagerly awaiting a season 3 of Kingdom because there's been 2 seasons. Each season had only 6 episodes, I believe, and then there's also a origin story movie about one of the villains in Kingdom. And All of Us Are Dead, I've already watched twice over, so this will probably be my 3rd time rewatching it because I watched it when it first dropped. Then when my uncle came to visit, we showed it to him, so I ended up watching it again. So I'll probably be watching it. Well, not probably. I definitely will be watching it a 3rd time to talk about it. We'll just talk about it not scene by scene, episode by episode, because Crystal and I did do a live stream talking about All of Us Are Dead. But at that time, most of you had not watched All of Us Are Dead, so the live stream wasn't as live as I thought it was going to be. Tony says, have you seen the video of the woman who identified as Black in England? Not the one in England. I saw the German one. The German lady, Martina Biggs, that she was on, I think, Moripovich, and she took these injections to turn herself or to make herself have more melanin. And she also traveled to, I think, Ethiopia to try to have like some type of ceremony. I don't know. I don't know who's worse, her or Ali London. I don't know if you guys know who Ali London is. He is a gentleman who says that he identifies as Korean. Well, he actually says that he identifies as they, them, and Jimin, which Jimin is one of the band members in BTS. And you can't identify as another, like just a specific person. Like Jimin is Jimin. You cannot identify as Jimin. But that's, Ali London is on that same thing as Martina Big. Splash Guy says, Hellbound, I thought had a part 2 coming. All of Us Are Dead was really good. That girl was a biatch for infecting that kid. Yes, she was. And if you notice, that same girl, I want to say it was her. She was also in Squid Game. She looks completely different in All of Us Are Dead, but that was the same girl from Squid Game who befriended the girl from North Korea. That when they played that game in the little recreation of player number 1's town, that's the same actress. Tony T said, did you see the trailer for the video game Killer Clowns from Outer Space? Yes, they made a video game. No, I did not know that there was a video game. I have not seen a trailer for it, but I can look for that. Francis is back, says, hey, greetings again, LOL. And Tony Man says, yes, she's the one. Yeah, she's not from England. She's from Germany. Martina Biggs, yeah. And Tony T says, I'm so hyped for that. Let me look up this trailer for Killer Clowns from Outer Space game. Let's see if we can check that out. I bet you my computer wants to do an update. It always acts slow like this when it wants to do an update. Oh, it was just revealed 10 days ago from PlayStation. Okay, let's check this out. Let me pause this and change the speed. I'll share right here. I think the thing that keeps me from being a Twitch streamer is, I'm pretty bad at video games unless they're fighting games. Like the only games that I stand a chance at winning are like Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Soul Calibur. Those are like the ones that I can actually play. But anything else I'm not super good at. And I don't follow missions. Like I played Grand Theft Auto and did nothing but destruction and carnage and the hell with a mission. Don't care. And then I started playing Sims, and that was like such almost addictive. Like you start playing Sims, and the next thing you know, 6 hours are gone. So I couldn't do that because I would never get anything else done in my life if I returned to playing Sims again. Also, I need one of those nice cushy gamer chairs. I can't sit in this chair for hours playing. All right, let's check out Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game trailer. That looks pretty good, especially the animation of the graphics. My first question is, can you play as the clowns? Because that's what I want to do. I want to play as the clowns. French says, Tony Man says, how's the tea and honey working out? I hope it's decaf or you'll be hooked back on caffeine. Yes, I am drinking decaf. Unfortunately, what's interesting is that there's caffeine in my inhaler. Terrence says, back again. Splash God says, I'm old school, 16-bit all day on SNES. I was about to say, are you this old school? Oops, that's a token. I forgot I put that on there. It's like a little, oh, let me make myself larger because you can't see that. It's like a video game token from the movie theater. And this is a little arcade. I don't know if it's not charged. Let me plug it in. Here we go. My arcade. And it has like mad games on it. Hold it like that so you can see the screen without the light reflecting on it. Oh, I think it's still booting up. But it's cute. It's got the little, like, just basically just a miniature of what the full-size arcade games are like. There we go. No, it's easy or hard to see this, but yeah, it's got like mad games on it. You can go like this. You can see the different games. It's pretty cool. I'll set that over there. And I dropped my sweatshirt and my pillow. Put that back there and this back here. Get back to my comments. Okay, so let's see here. Tommy says that's number 1 and 2, or half the fun. I think it meant that's half the fun of Grand Theft Auto. Yes. That and stealing from hookers. Don't do that, kids. That's for adults. It's not for children. Chainsaw says nothing wrong with just streaming fighting games. True. The Sims was crazy. I would hold in a pee so that the Sims, and I became obsessed with making them make money. So instead of me doing my work all day, I kept on having my Sims doing work all day, and then I wouldn't get my work done because I'm making the Sims do their work. And I had one Sim that she was working at a movie production company, so she had a lot of stuff to do. So I had to stop that, or else it will suck my life away. I wonder if my Sims are still alive. I put them to sleep. But sometimes you have to go back every 48 hours and re-put them back to sleep. I don't know if they stay to sleep, because last time I left them on their own for that long, I had to clean up their pee, because if you don't take care of your Sims, they will pee all over the place, and you got to clean that up, or they might become dehydrated and pass out, or they might die. Darren says characters went to the bathroom first. Yes, exactly. Splash Guy says this actually looks kind of good. It does. And I don't have a PlayStation. Yes, you can play as clowns. Oh, good. I bet it's going to be team based. Clowns versus humans. Yeah, it said multiplayer, so I'm guessing it's team based. Friend says there's caffeine in your inhaler. I didn't know that. Yeah. Some inhalers also have steroids in them, so that's why a lot of us don't like to use inhalers too tough. I'm sure you can. They also produced the Friday 13th game, and you get to be Jason. Oh, yeah. I've seen some playthroughs of that. There was you guys got to watch Hood Podcast. We watched a playthrough of Grand Theft Auto, and this girl was absolutely wilding. Oh, my God. I wonder if did I save that? I might have saved her. Her playthrough was so wild. How that arcade has bad dudes. I can tell it probably does have bad dudes. I know it has like 48 games on it. I collect old school games. Dope arcade. Stephen King needs some video games. That will be fire. It would be kind of cool to have a Shining video game. Just because the Overlook Hotel, there's so much you could walk through. But I mainly collect for PlayStation 1. Someone says you're getting the Soldier Boy game system for Christmas. I wanted the Soldier Boy game system. Don't even laugh at that. I thought his game system wasn't bad. Francis says, "LOL, OMG, I forgot about that console." Someone says, "I killed my Tamagotchi several times." Can it respawn? I never had a Tamagotchi, so I thought when they died they were dead. Chainsaw says, "My video game holy grails would be boxed copies of Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre for Atari 2600. I've not played Atari since I played Centipede. Was it called Galactica? I want to say it was called Galactica. It was like a little ship that would just go back and forth like this, and then you could shoot. Or what's it called? Asteroids. I don't remember. It was the 80s. Somebody remind me what I was playing. That's the last time I played Atari. Does anyone remember playing Pong? I can actually remember playing Pong with just the two lines and the dot. Look how far we've come. Tony T says, oh, wait, I skipped one. Let me come back up here. Norin Rad 89. Welcome to the stream, Norin. Norin says, hi, everyone. Glad to catch you live. I'm glad you're here. And Tony T says the Godzilla games for the original Xbox were the best fighting games. And then Norin says, recently watched Little Monsters on Hulu. Fabulous zombie comedy with such heart. Little Monsters. Is that the one with Howie Mandel? Or is that the newer one? Wait. There's a newer one with Lupita. Is that the one with Lupita Nyong'o? Norin says Galaga was the game. Thank you. I was trying to remember. Trying to remember something for so long ago. You had to reset the Tamagotchi in the back like a watch and start as the egg. Oh, didn't know that. And Chainsaw says Galaga also. Thank you. See, I could not remember the name of that game for the life of me. I wonder where it's available now. They probably have it in like a cell phone app. Because I know some of the other old school games, like I know Tetris is available as a cell phone app. So I'm sure, I wonder if Pac-Man is available as a cell phone app. I should look that up. Or a tablet. Yeah, that would be fun to play Pac-Man on a tablet. Norin says, yeah, the Nora one with Lupita. That's it. Mm-hmm. Have you guys been watching any horror TV shows? I'm a little bit saddened because they just said that we're about to get the season finale for What We Do in the Shadows, and I've been loving that show so much this year. Like I've always loved it, but it's like it's one of the few shows that has gotten better each season. And then just recently, my sister put me on to Lock and Key. So I just finished the first season of Lock and Key, and I'm about 3 episodes into the second season of Lock and Key. So I have a lot to go through to get to the current season, which is season 4. Chainsaw says, "Oh yeah, you can get it on your phone." And Tony T says, "Did you play the original Resident Evil games for PlayStation?" I played the only Resident Evil game that I played was Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles. So I think that's I don't know what number that is in the number of Resident Evil games, but it's the only one I played was Umbrella Chronicles. All those old arcade games are on phones. Yes. Tetris music was life. I'm waiting for Chucky season 2 to come. Yes, me too. I really enjoyed the first season of Chucky. I didn't think it was going to be good because I was like, how are they going to make this into a TV series? But they made it work, and I enjoy that. I spent a ton of quarters on Space Ace and Dragon's Lair. They're both actual animated games. I kind of remember Dragon's Lair. Yeah, Chucky season 1 was good. Francis says, I have the uncensored Japanese version of Resident Evil 1. What was censored in America? In the opening cinematic, a character lights up a cigarette. That's about it. Wow. Wow, I didn't know that. Splash Guy says, I hope Kyle is alive in season 2. Yeah, I do too. I hope she made it out. I think it was a house explosion, right? But they didn't show her making out. But they did show a black gloved hand at the very end, and that could have been Kyle's hand. Not sure. What the devil? You're back? Yeah, because the other live stream got pushed back until 9 o'clock. So we're here chilling until then. Toneman says you're pretty damn good at first person shooters on the Wii. Yes, that's because I grew up playing Duck Hunt. If you grew up playing Duck Hunt on the original Nintendo or the Nintendo 64, then you transition right into the first person shooter. Well, the ones I forgot what you call it when it just leads you through the thing, because I'm lazy. So I always select, I forgot what it's called, where it's like guided and it just leads you through the thing. Or some games are just automatically like that, like the House of the Dead game that I played. It just guides you through, and it's basically just point and shoot. And if you're good at pointing and shooting, then you'll have fun. Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping they will do another season of Creepshow. I think that they will. I think that they will do another season of Creepshow, but I think it probably wouldn't drop until October or November. But even so, I would think they'd be advertising it now. Yeah, because last year, the second season of Creepshow, they had a Halloween special and they had a Christmas special. So that's why I always think of it as a fall-winter show. Tony says, yes, Marty, no room in heaven, so she's the fairy roaming now. Oh, are you talking about me? Am I the fae? Am I the fairy? I do have fairy wings in the closet, but that's an old I don't think I did it on camera. No, but I should redo that. I did a cosplay for the Dark Crystal, and I was oh god, what's the character's name? I can't remember her name. My mind is like blanking on which Dark Crystal character I did, but I think I'm going to do it again because I never did it on camera. I only did it for Halloween. French says Duck Hunt was my ish. Tony T says did I put that on screen or not? I don't know. I'm going to put it up there again just in case. And Tony T says they're showing Dawn of the Dead 1978 in 3D in my theater on October. Can't wait. I already got my ticket. Oh, that is great. I didn't know that they had a 3D conversion. I want to see that. Where's your theater at, Tony T? What state is your theater in, out of curiosity? Marty says rail shooters are the arcade shooting term. Thank you. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm good at those. But I'm decently good at shooting in real life. I mean, as far as like hitting targets, marksman type stuff. When I was 9, my father started teaching me skeet shooting. And skeet shooting is like when they have these clay discs, or sometimes they're shaped and they call them clay pigeons. And they have an apparatus that they pull and it shoots it in the air, and you hit it with a rifle. So I did that as a kid. What's your favorite horror year of the what's your favorite horror year of the 80s and least favorite of the 80s? I want to say 1983. Well, that's hard because 82 was good too. 80s are really hard because there isn't a bad year for horror in the 80s. But if I have to say my favorite, it has to be the early 80s, 82 or 80, no, 81 or 82. 81 or 82. And the least favorite, probably 89, because I don't remember too much that came out in 89. Mr. Jan Har says, yes, more Creep Show. And Francis says, I hated the snarky dog in Duck Hunt that lasted. Yeah, the dog would come up and just go like, always try shooting that dog. Marty says, the cackling dog pissed me off so much. Trick or Treat is coming to some theaters in October. Do you mean the one with because there's 2 Trick or Treats. There's Trick or Treat with the rock star that the kids played the record backwards and he came back. What was his name? I used to remember the rock star's name. I just remember like the half of his face is burnt and his hair is like really like done up. And there's the other Trick or Treat with the little orange man with the pumpkin head with the sack on the pumpkin head. It's an anthology. Which Trick or Treat? Tony says they are showing it in Regal theaters only in a few states. There's a Regal theater near me, so I wonder if they have that. I'm going to look it up now. Let's see. Regal. It was Dawn of the Dead, I think. Dawn of the Dead 3D. Let's see what comes up. It is playing near me. It is playing at the... Actually, let me... If anyone's in the Orlando area. Dawn of the Dead, it says here. But it doesn't say whether it's 3D, but it's playing at the Regal Winter Park Village and Regal Oviedo Mall and Regal Waterford Lakes and Regal Loop. That's way out in Kissimmee. But there's the Waterford Lakes is in Orlando. Regal Oviedo is, or Oviedo. Is it Oviedo or Oviedo? I never go there, but it's a suburb of Orlando. And Winter Park is also a suburb of Orlando. So it is playing here. I did not know that. So, oh, it is 3D. It says Regal Movies 3D 1978. Oh, I have to get out to see that. Definitely. Thank you for telling me that, Tony T. I would not have known that. You would like virtual reality shooting games. Yeah, I have played. There was a gaming place in Orlando that used to have the virtual reality games. It had 6 floors of video games, and it had all different types of video games. There was one section that was all just dance games, like Dance Dance Revolution. And then there was another section that were the virtual reality, not just shooting games, but also sword fighting games. And I feel like I missed one. And then there was an old school arcade that had like the real ones of these arcade things, but like all of them lined up, like Pac-Man, Centipede, like all of those like really old arcade games. The one that they didn't have the Pac-Man in the table, because I don't know if you guys remember the flat Pac-Man that was on a table. It wasn't on a upright like that. They used to have those at the Pizza Huts when I was growing up. Okay, Tony's in Georgia. Tony says, by the way, Celadon. Yes, that's who I was dressed as, Celadon. I kept on thinking her name is the name of a crystal because, dark crystal, and Celadon is a type of crystal or a type of stone. And I don't know why my mind just blanked out. But yes, I dressed as Celadon. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see pictures of me as Celadon. But I should do that again and do it on camera. Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons played the... Yes, it was Gene Simmons that played the DJ in Trick or Treat. Or what's it? Oh, wait. Now you're throwing me off because Chainsaw says Alice Cooper. And I always get those two mixed up. It might have been Alice Cooper playing it. Somebody played some old rocker played the DJ in Trick or Treat. I know that. And I know Alice Cooper was in not Alice Cooper. Gene Simmons was in this sci-fi action movie called Runaway. I remember seeing that at the drive-in theater and being really afraid of those robot spiders. Please do the cackling dog again. That was awesome. No. Yes, the anthology one. It was never in theater, so it's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't know that. I remember seeing it streaming, but I didn't know it wasn't in theater. Rubenstein, the producer, did a 3D conversion for the film. It took like 10 years to do, and he is ready to release it in theaters. That is great. Okay, so Fran says, it is Gene Simmons. Yes. He's like, they were right the first time. See, I was making me doubt myself. Norin says, I'm waiting for Pearl. My wife and I are going to see that one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Pearl as well. Even though I said that X was about 20 minutes too long for me, I think they could have cut out a solid 20 minutes out of that movie and it would have been so much better. Because at the very front of the movie, I know they were trying to develop the characters and get us to care, but it's a slasher movie. We don't have to care too tough about it. Like, you could get a lot of character development in early. Just pay attention to how Wes Craven does slasher movies. We learned so much about Nancy, Rod, Glenn, and Tina in just 10 minutes. They gave us 10 minutes to get to know these four, and we got to know them. It's through the dialogue. It's not about how their length of time you spend with the character, but what you see them doing, what you see them saying, how they interact with each other. We don't need 40 minutes to get to know these people. We need a good 10, 15 minutes of great writing, and we'll know these people. Oviedo. Oh, it's pronounced Oviedo. You see, the I keeps messing me up. I keep wanting to say Oviedo because there's an I in it. So it's Oviedo. It's just like when I first moved down here and I kept on saying Kissimmee. And apparently it's pronounced Kissimmee. Tabletop arcade games. Yeah, my Pizza Hut had those too. Mm-hmm. Tommy says, I played Miss Pac-Man at the fabric store all the time. I didn't know that there was one at the fabric store. Splash Guy says, currently do the dance from Nightmare on Elm Street 2 right now. Okay. Oh, Evil Dead Rise has been moved from HBO Max to a theatrical release in April 1st, 2023. Yep, HBO Max are replacing a lot of their stuff with reality TV, so no Harley Quinn, animated, or Peacemaker. Yeah, I've heard about how much HBO is gutting themselves. Like, I don't get who says who. Please tell me who said, "Oh, I want to watch reality shows on HBO." No one. Like, we haven't watched reality on HBO since they were playing Real Sex. and I was too young to even be watching that. And I was sitting my middle school, high school behind up watching HBO Real Sex, talking about these like 60-year-old I think they were swingers. For some reason, that's the episode that sticks out in my mind, is the swingers, because I was surprised at how old they were at the time. I'm speaking from the point of view of a teenager, not the perspective of myself today. But as a teenager, I remember thinking, wow, they still do that at their age. But yeah, that's the only reality show that I can think of that we watched on HBO, and then maybe the Bunny Ranch with the prostitutes. Like, if you're not going to do that, we're not interested in watching reality shows on HBO. Marty says season 2 or the Bruce Timm animated series. And what's a shame is the animated movies have been better than the DC movies. I watched with my sister. There was one, I would think it was called the Arkham Asylum, and then another one that we watched was called The Killing Joke. And The Killing Joke was so good as compared to like the Suicide Squad movie. I mean, the first one, and even the Justice League. Like, I don't know why they don't just present the characters like they do in the animated movies in the live action movies. It doesn't. I know it's two different departments, but they need to talk to each other. Something. Francis says, you had a fabric store with a Mrs. Pac-Man? That's amazing. Miss Pac-Man. And then Splash Guy says, my phone tripping, LOL. I'm watching Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and it's the part where Dude is dancing. Yeah, that's I still love that song. That touched me all night long. Like, whoever chose that song for that scene is genius. I love it. And I'm glad that people are finally coming around to Nightmare on Elm Street 2, because I got made fun of so bad for liking Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I also got made fun of for liking The Howling 3, and I still stand by that. It is a fun movie. I think people just weren't prepared for the complete tonal shift, even though there was always just a slight hint of I don't know, humor in the Howling movies. The Howling 3, The Marsupials, is a complete comedy. And if you don't come in knowing that's a comedy, you might be disappointed. But I really love the Howling 3, The Marsupials. And I like Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And eventually somebody's going to do a retrospective on The Howling 3. And then everybody's going to go, oh, yeah, we always liked it. No, you guys didn't, because you made fun of me for liking it. Chainsaw says the Dark Knight Returns animated series were great too. Joe X, hey, welcome to the stream, Joe X. Joe X says it's that Discovery branch. Zaslav, the head at Discovery, has established reality-based programming that he is essentially bringing over to HBO. I think it's a horrible idea. Yeah, I do too, and I enjoy Discovery because on my other channel, I've been covering 90 Day Fiancé, which if you've ever seen 90 Day Fiancé, it is the gift that keeps on giving, because it's just it's a firm mess. It's the only way I can call it. It's a firm mess. But I want the 90 Day to stay over on Discovery. It's already, and the same thing with my 600-pound life. Now, here's the thing with Discovery. They already keep doing this thing to us where they keep showing us people in the shower that we don't want to see in the shower. Like last episode of 90 Day Fiancé, no, I'm sorry. It hasn't happened yet. It's in the trailer for 90 Day Fiancé. They keep showing Big Ed getting his back waxed, and then him walking out naked, and it blur out, his area. And I'm like, so if they switch it to HBO, that means that we're actually going to have to look at a fully naked Big Ed without the blurration. I don't know. I know. I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. So the Discovery Plus reality shows need to stay on Discovery Plus, because I feel like, no, it's not necessary for it to be on HBO. Not at all. Norin says, Freddy's, it jumped up when I was trying to read it. Freddy's low-key the best in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Love the second film. Yeah, he's pretty scary in the second one. Like, I can't think of a single joke he told in the second one. I think he's straight scary in the second one. Elm Street 2 has one of the scariest. Yes, thank you. One of the scariest Freddy's. You get a pass for Nightmare on Elm Street 2, but a major no-no for a Howling 3. For instance, 90 Day Fiancé is hilarious. It is. It is completely hilarious. And my sister calls it Lowered Expectations. If you remember that Mad TV skit where it was like Lowered Expectations, but it's a dating service. Splash Guy says 90 Day Fiancé be having me. Yes, have you watched the UK version yet? There's a 90 Day Fiancé UK. Joe X says gross. K&M Lover says, for real, chuckles, watch Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf. It's worse than Showgirls in a good way. I have recently rewatched Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, because I love the actress that plays the sister werewolf. She was serving. I love her. And I think that's her only movie, because I had looked her up, because I included her in a list on my site on what did I just watch. I'll pull up the article. wrote it sometime, maybe last year, or maybe in the spring. There it is. Got scared for a second there. I was like, oh, I had a typo. I thought my site was gone. I was like, what the hell? Okay, so let me read a couple more comments and I'll show you the article. Well, actually, no, let me do that first because I'm going to get off track. This is the article. It's called My Favorite Black Scream Queens. And there she is, Marsha A. Hunt. Of course, you're going to reload. Come on, computer, don't do this to me. And I put a couple images of her because look at her. Look at this. Look at this. She did not come to play with you. Look at that. That's my girl. Then also on my list, this is her on the cover of Queen magazine. This is in England. She was a cover model in England. And she had an album. I didn't know that until I did my research for this particular article. Had to put Jada Pinkett on there because she's like one of our only black final girls. And Tales from the Crypt, she was a Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. She was a final girl. She wasn't in Scream 2. She was like our Janet Leigh, because you know how Janet Leigh gets killed in the beginning of Psycho, and then in the original Scream, Drew Barrymore is, the actress, and then now, the most famous actress in the Scream series is usually the most famous actress gets killed at the very beginning of the movie. Marky Bay, you guys know I like Marky Bay from Sugar Hill. Hasn't seen it. Lupita, who should have gotten if this had not been a horror movie, she would have been nominated for an Oscar for this acting role in Us. Betty Gabriel, people forget about her from The Purge. Everybody knows her from Get Out, but she was also in The Purge election year. Goretta, and I encourage you to read this article because a lot of what these women have done has been very, very, their lives have been very accomplished. They've done so much besides just acting. But Goretta, who is also very, very friendly if you interact with her on Twitter, which is great to see. But I love her in Demons. Aaliyah, iconic as Akasha. This is why I don't want, as much as Queen of the Damned is not a good movie, Aaliyah being there makes it a good movie. As you can see, I put Gaga saying talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever done before. And that's Grace Jones. Vamp, another, it's like Aaliyah did this iconic performance in a mediocre movie. And the same thing with Grace Jones, iconic performance in a mediocre movie. Vamp is not a great movie, but Grace Jones is amazing in Vamp. That's her friend who's a graffiti artist that was painting on her. And I put the whole striptease scene on here. Kelly Jo Minter is my favorite. I love her because she never dies in any of her movies. That's her in Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and The People Under the Stairs, Popcorn. And she was kind of on the cutting room floor, but she is technically in The Lost Boys. Right there. Very, very quickly. Blink and you miss her. And Marlene Clark, which, what can I say? She's the Night of the Cobra Woman. The Beast Must Die. I think this screenshot might be from Night of the Cobra Woman. Yeah, Night of the Cobra Woman. This is from, is it not Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, but the Return of the Killer Tomatoes or something like that? I think it's the sequel to Killer Tomatoes. And Ganja and Hess. That's her and Ganja and Hess. And that's from The Beast Must Die. But yeah. She also did an episode of, or maybe more than one episode of Sanford and Son. And that's her in Enter the Dragon. Just amazing lady. And I got this idea there was a young lady that did a channel called My Final Girls, but she only did a couple videos and then She disappeared. I wish she would come back because her videos were really, really great. And she covered Marlene Clark in one. She covered, different women. And I did a review for The Beast Must Die and The House on Skull Mountain. And then these are just various other Black Scream Queens. That's from Basket Case. I love her. This is from Death by Temptation. Abby, the Black Exorcist. The Craft, of course. Scary Movie. Lovecraft Country. Also Lovecraft Country. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. 28 Days Later. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Vampire in Brooklyn. I believe this one's Vampire in Brooklyn. What am I trying to bring? It's an anthology TV show. What? American Horror Story Coven. My mind kept on saying Coven, but not American Horror Story. And this young lady, she has been in True Blood, American Horror Story. Now she's on Paper Girls. Amazing. And it's from Blade. All right, let me get myself together. I got to read these comments and then jump back over because the other stream is going to start soon. So let me see. Where did I leave off? We're talking about 90 Day Fiance, and I got off on this tangent. I think I left off on K&M Lover saying, for real, Chuckles, watch Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf is worse than Showgirls in a good way. And that's how I got off on this tangent. Tony says, give us the dude screaming from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, I dare you. No. Francis says, I don't want to see Little Ed. No, I don't want to see Little Ed. Don't want to see Big Ed. Howling 7 is the worst one, and Joe Bob wants to show it on a show, and the studio who released it act like the film was never made. I heard of the Howling 7, but I have not watched it. I think I stopped at the 5th one where they were running through the castle, and I was bored out of my mind. Lowered expectations. I miss Mad TV on Saturday night, Splash God says. Someone should just make a lowered expectations dating app. Early 2000s reality TV was effed up to me. There was a show called There's Something About Miriam, where 6 guys try to woo a model who they don't know is a pre-op woman. The poor girl got death threats after. Yeah, it's pretty bad, especially if you go back and watch some of those, like America's Next Top Model, Flavor of Love. Like, they're really, really, really bad. Tony says, I watched some old episodes of Mad TV, and that show wouldn't go over too well in today's climate. Living Color and Chappelle Show would probably suffer as well. Oh, just Alex Bornstein alone playing the Asian woman. I forgot what the character's name is, but she's a Jewish actress playing a caricature of an Asian woman. Oh, Miss Swan. That was her name, Miss Swan. That would not go over today at all. Renee Jones, who plays Sissy on Friday the 13th, part 6, was and still my crush. Also a beautiful sister. Yes, she was pretty. She was pretty. I remember her. Francis says, gotta run, but I'll probably catch you on Chaos Channel a little bit later anyways. Hit the like button. Thank you for reminding me. I never say that, but I should. Y'all hit the like button. Yeah, I gotta run too. Tony Man says, the best African-American actress that everyone forgets is Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice, Oscar worthy. Now, you are, you got to be trolling. Janet is absolutely gorgeous, and she is a talented performer. Best actress? She's a passable actress. She's not a bad actress, but she's not the, no. Not when Angela Bassett is walking this earth. No, but she is gorgeous. Janet is absolutely beautiful. K&M Lover says, Marsha Hunt was fly. She's the mother of Mick Jagger's daughter, Karis, and the inspiration behind her song, Brown Sugar. Yeah, I wrote that in the article. Grace Jones, Pull Up to the Bumper, babe. Yes. And that was, was it? No, it wasn't Pull Up to the Bumper. It was My Jamaican Guy that LL Cool J sampled for Doing It and Doing It. Was Grace Jones, My Jamaican Guy. Kelly Joe and The Principal was awesome. Kelly Jo was great in everything. Kelly Jo was great in Summer School. Kanan Mulver says, Tony, man, people joke on Janet's accent, but I believed her when Q-Tip got shot at the beginning of the movie. Jasmine Guy in Harlem Nights is not horror, but she's gorgeous in the film. Yes. And I want to say Layla Rashawn was also in Harlem Nights. Tony says, yeah, K&M, that was channeling some real trauma. I remember that scene. So maybe I'm just not remembering Poetic Justice as well as you guys. Lady Shasha is getting buried in our chat. Okay, I'm finally caught up, and now I can bounce out of here because I got to jump on the other channel. Thank y'all for coming back through. That is what's up. Because I didn't think you guys would be able to find me when I jumped back on. I thought, oh well, they're not gonna see that I've jumped back on. But now let me get out of here and then jump back across. I'm channel hopping, aren't I? Channel hopping today. All right. Thank y'all again for coming through. I appreciate you. And I will see you all on Master Chaos TV in a couple minutes, or however many of you decide to come through. I appreciate it either way. And also don't forget the Acura stream tomorrow. And with that, I'm out of here.
Hey, 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 hey. Turn it down and turn it down.